Are your Wisconsin property taxes or rent payments just completely eating up your budget? Honestly, it's a huge burden for a lot of folks, but there is a little-known money-saving tax relief program designed specifically for this. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to cut right through the bureaucratic jargon and show you exactly how to navigate this state tax benefit.
I want to start things off by asking you a really direct question. Are you leaving your own money behind? High rent and property taxes are a massive pain point. But what if I told you there's a specific system set up to literally put cash back into your pocket to offset those exact costs? If you don't know how this works, you could be leaving your hard-earned money right there on the table.
All right, let's dive right into it. We're talking about the Wisconsin Homestead Credit. So what is this exactly? It's a refundable state income tax credit. Its entire purpose, the reason it exists, is to ease the burden of property taxes and rent for lower-income households. Now, the absolutely crucial word here is refundable. That means if you qualify and the credit amount is more than what you actually owe in state income taxes, the state of Wisconsin doesn't just zero out your balance. They literally send you a refund check for the difference. It is direct financial relief.
To get you that relief, here is our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with a quick program overview, go through the strict eligibility rules, talk about gathering your required documents, cover exactly how to file your claim, show you how to avoid common filing mistakes, and finally wrap up with deadlines and where to get free help.
Section 1. The Wisconsin Homestead Credit Overview. Softening the blow of housing costs.
Let's move right into Section 2. Strict eligibility requirements. These are the non-negotiable rules.
So the core philosophy here is providing a cushion for housing costs, right? But I need to be clear, the state is incredibly strict about who actually gets this money. $24,680. That is the absolute hard household income cap for the tax year. Think about a renter who works really hard but makes exactly that amount. Unfortunately, they wouldn't get the credit. If you and your spouse make even $1 single over that amount, and yes, that includes things like Social Security and unemployment, you do not qualify. Period. There's no sliding scale if you hit that number.
Now, if you are under that income cap, you still have to pass this checklist. First up, you had to be a legal Wisconsin resident for the entire calendar year. Second, you were 18 or older by December 31st. Third, you actually lived in a home or apartment subject to Wisconsin property taxes. Next, you need a qualifying condition. That means you or your spouse must have positive earned income during the year, or be legally disabled, or be 62 years of age or older. Also, you can't be claimed as a dependent on someone else's federal tax return, unless you happen to be 62 or older. And finally, you cannot have lived for the entire year in housing that is completely exempt from property taxes. Just mentally check those boxes right now. If you're still with me, you are ready for the next step.
Section 3. Gathering required documents. Prepare before you file.
Listen, submitting a claim with missing paperwork is absolutely the fastest way to get your refund delayed or even denied. So here is your required document inventory. You're going to need the application form itself, which is either Schedule H or Schedule HEZ, depending on how complex your income is. If you rent, you have to have an original rent certificate signed by your landlord. If you own your home, you need a copy of your property tax bill. You'll also need all your income statements, W-2s, 1099s, the whole shebang. And if you're claiming eligibility based on a disability and you're under 62, you have to attach a verifying statement from a physician, the VA, or the Social Security Administration. Gather all of this together before you start filling out a single line.
Section 4. How to file your claim. E-file versus paper. You've basically got two main paths to get your claim over to the Department of Revenue. Now, e-filing is highly preferred. Why? Because it offers the fastest processing time, the software does all the complex math for you, and you can often use the state's free WisTax online system. Pretty great, right? But WisTax does have a few limitations. For instance, you can't use it if you have more than 4 rent certificates or if you got divorced during the claim year. On the flip side, we have paper filing. This takes much longer to process. It also requires you to follow incredibly strict formatting rules, like using only black ink, and you have to physically mail the whole thing to P.O. Box 34 in Madison.
If you decide to e-file when you head over to revenue.wisconsin.gov, keep an eye out for this exact official Wisconsin e-file logo. Seeing this specific branding ensures you're on the safe, secure, official government site to file your state tax return online for free. It really is the most efficient way to get your claim in.
Which brings us to Section 5. Avoiding common filing mistakes. Don't delay your refund.
Look, mistakes happen to the best of us, but simple formatting errors will flag your application and send it straight to the back of the line.
The crucial thing to understand is how the state actually reads your forms. If you paper file, your claims are electronically scanned by a machine. Because of that, you have to avoid these specific pitfalls. Don't submit photocopies of the schedule. The machines scan them really poorly. Use only black ink. Pencils or blue pens will not be read correctly. Write your name and address clearly in all capital letters. Now this next one is huge. Never use commas or dollar signs in the number boxes. The scanners just misread them entirely. And finally, if you make a mistake, whatever you do, do not cross out the entry. You have to erase it completely or just start over on a fresh form. A crossed out line will cause an immediate processing delay.
Now, even if you do everything flawlessly, we need to set some realistic expectations for the timeline. Once you file your claim, processing can take up to 12 weeks, so you got to be patient. If they send you a letter asking for more info, it's going to take another 3 to 4 weeks after you reply for them to process that. And here's something really important. If your claim is denied or the amount is adjusted and you completely disagree with their math, you have exactly 60 days from receiving that notice to file a written appeal. If you miss that 60-day window, their decision is final.
Moving to our final section, Section 6, Deadlines and Free Help. Your lifelines. I know dealing with government forms and tax rules can feel like a giant puzzle, but you actually have a surprisingly generous amount of time to file. You have 4 whole years from the standard tax deadline to submit a claim for a specific year. To put that into perspective, a claim for the 2022 tax year isn't actually due until April 15, 2027. A 2025 claim? Due in 2030. What this means is that if you're just learning about this credit right now, you might be able to go back and file for previous years where you qualified but missed out.
And listen, you absolutely do not have to tackle this whole process by yourself. There are amazing, totally free resources ready to help. Step 1, call 1-800-906-9887 or just dial 211. Step 2, use those numbers to find a VITA that stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance or a TCE site right near you. These are IRS-sponsored programs where trained volunteers will literally sit down, fill out your tax return, and e-file it for you entirely for free. Step 3, just show up. Bring your photo IDs, social security cards, your W-2s, and your rent certificate or property tax bill. Seriously, let the experts help you out.
Before we wrap this all up, I do need to provide a quick disclaimer. The information in this explainer is intended for general educational guidance only. Tax situations are highly individual, so please consult the Wisconsin Department of Revenue, a VITA volunteer, or a legal professional for personalized advice about your specific household. Okay. We've covered the eligibility rules, the documents, how to file, and the deadlines. This credit exists for one very specific reason: to help Wisconsinites manage the heavy, everyday burden of housing costs. So I'm going to leave you with one final thought. Are you ready to claim what's yours? Check your income, gather up those rent or property tax records, and please stop leaving your hard-earned money on the table. Take action today, check your eligibility, and get the relief you absolutely deserve.